Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, the internet is abuzz with accusations of cheating and hacking and all sorts of stuff regarding a Twitch streamer goes by RileyCS. She uploads lots of first-person shooter content, and recently she was playing the Battlefield 6 beta, where a clip came out that you've probably seen, but if not, we can watch it together.
Oh my god, you did follow me in Delta Force era. That was so long ago. Oh my god, what the fuck? That was nuts! Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie. Targeting 240 FPS? Good computer.
That clip in particular has gotten a lot of attention. Most notably the bit about flick straight through the wall, whoops, oopsie. Seems like you're actively calling out your cheats as you're using them. But before I get into those accusations, I should say a little bit about myself. I am not good at first-person shooters. I have a little bit under 200 hours in Marvel Rivals. That's my most recent one I'm playing lately. And I do healer stuff. I'm a Rocket Lord. When I played Battlefield 1, I was a medic main. I was always top 5 in the leaderboards, even though my KD was atrocious. Staying on objectives, healing my friends, doing my job. So I see a clip like this, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm just used to seeing this when I die. Whenever I play against people in first-person shooters, it seems like I'm playing against people who this is all they do. It's kind of a joke in online gaming that if you play against someone who's worse than you, they're ass, they're trash, they're garbage, they need to uninstall. But if you play with someone better than you, they're a no-life, they're a sweat, this is all they do, they need to get a job. In my entire life of playing video games, I have only reported someone for cheating one time because I knew for sure they were cheating because their character model was in the sky and they were just headshotting everyone. It was very obvious to everybody in that lobby that that person was cheating. But then I look at this RileyCS clip and some of her other previous clips, and it just seems like this is just all she does. She's just really good at the games. One part in particular, do want to point out, because I mentioned it earlier, the whoopsie looking through the wall.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
On a first glance, and especially with saying it out loud, that does seem like you're cheating a little bit. However, there's a sort of easy explanation for this. If you just pay attention to the bottom left corner of your screen, see here in this corner, that's a mini-map. So that
Wow,
red
I
dot
flicked
that she
straight at
saw
that
through
guy
the
through the
wall
wall.
before she started
Oopsie.
shooting. See, I do that when I play first-person shooters because I'm looking for my dead teammates so I can revive them. There's a lot of information on your screen all at the same time that you can pay attention to and get sort of a competitive edge on your opponent, or rather, people who aren't paying attention to all the data that's on your screen at once. The first time I ever played a multiplayer first-person shooter game, it took me several hours to realize what scope glint was and that I could notice when snipers were actively trying to shoot me. So I don't blame people who don't see all the information on the screen at the same time. Frankly, this is part of the reason why I don't like to play first-person shooters, because it requires you to stay so actively engaged and paying attention to so many different points of detail and information all at the same time just to get a grip on what you're doing and to have that sort of edge against your opponents. If you find that fun, that's great. There's lots of video games out there for everybody. But I know what I have fun with, and it's helping people. That's why I play medic in first-person shooters. When it comes to these accusations of cheating, hacking, aimbotting, all this stuff, I don't really care because I'll let the companies deal with this stuff. You report an account. If they get enough reports, they get their account looked at, and if they're cheating, they get banned. That's how this works. That's how this has always worked. We don't need to have these witch trials. We don't need to burn someone at the stake in the court of public opinions because they play first-person shooters like a World War II soldier on the peak meth dose that you could have gotten. However, if you feel you have been playing against a cheater, you should use all the tools at your disposal to report this person. The accusations against Riley specifically, I don't really care. I'm going to be honest with you. The worst part about this, to me, I think it's glaringly obvious why Riley has gotten so much attention over the last week from certain, we'll say, anti-woke free speech streamers, is because she's a trans woman. If this was a male streamer, I don't think it would have gotten a tenth of the attention that it would have. Maybe you would have seen some posts about something like, wow, this Twitch partner or this Twitch affiliate is obviously using hacks. But not the level of vitriol that we've seen across the internet. Not the videos I'm sure you've seen, including this one, made by people who are mostly giddy to misgender anybody they can. Cheating in video games is a lot like taking steroids. There's a lot of side effects that are easy to see that you can probably point out on other people. But the only way you can really know for sure if someone is cheating or doping is for them to get caught or for them to admit it. The only way you're going to catch someone doping in your bodybuilding competition is for them to get drug tested. The only way you're going to catch someone using hacks in a first-person shooter game is for them to get reported to the company who owns the game. And as it stands right now, RileyCS has no back bans on Steam. And for an account as old as she has, I'm led to believe that she hasn't been cheating. Now, she did receive a Twitch ban that was pretty quickly overturned, probably due to mass reporting. That is a bit of a problem on that platform, but I don't see any sort of permanent marks or stains regarding anything about hacking or cheating, except for the opinions that were already made by people who hate anybody who doesn't look like them. But we still have some time until Battlefield 6 is fully released, so I guess until that finally drops and I can be the medic of my dreams, y'all try to have a good day.